You're listening to Puma Podcast.
Hi, I'm Franco Luna Puma Podcast. You're listening to Teka Teka News. Balitang thinking, hindi breaking. In this episode,
Ang sistema, sir, I do not have to spend anything. They will do all the work, but they are asking 30% of the actual seizures as their payment.
are the cops really recycling confiscated illegal drugs?
Ang mga informants ay nagbibigay ng malalaking information sa ating mga operatiba. No? At kapag ito'y natapat sa isang tiwaling operatiba, ang pamamaraan nila kapag sila'y nakakakumpiska, 30 hanggang 70% ng kanilang nakukumpiskang ebidensya ay tinatago at ito ay pinaparecycle dito sa ating mga informants, no? Bilang kapalit ng kanilang trabaho, may porsyento rin sila doon sa pera na makakalap doon sa pagbebenta, pagre-recycle ng droga.
That's Surigao del Norte 2nd District Representative Robert Ace Barbers. He chairs the House Committee on Dangerous Drugs, and he was speaking in an interview aired over One Balita Pilipinas. And yes, you heard him right. He says there's a modus wherein Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, or PDEA, pays informants with some of the confiscated drugs instead of cash. So if, for instance, 1 kilo is confiscated, 30% of that is recycled and goes back into circulation on the streets. How long has this been going on? Here's PDEA Director General Virgilio Lazo at a House hearing.
The reward system of PDEA started in 2002 when the PDEA was created. Of course, adjustments were made as to the amount, ma'am. Your Honor is concerned. So right now, we can only give a maximum of 2 million ceiling reward, regardless of, let's say, Daisy's 1 ton versus 500 kilos. Aside from this reward system for the informants, we also have a reward system for the law enforcers that are involved in the operation. So, bale, dalawang klase po.
Worse, Lazo said, at that time, that the practice has been around for years. But at a recent Senate hearing, Lazo changed his story. He said it happened just one time, and he was there himself.
To the best of my knowledge, it has never been a prevailing practice in the PDEA reward system. Please be assured that we do not tolerate such activity. One reason also why I had to be present and see them personally also, sir, is because nagkaroon sila ng, may binanggit sila, they mentioned of one incident na hindi raw nakarating sa kanila kasi yung reward. Kaya through this close friend of mine, sinabi niya na kailangan harapin natin nga para magkaroon sila ng assurance na hindi sila tatablahin o talagang may bibigay sir yung reward. So that was it, sir. It was a personal encounter, engagement with them, conversation, ganyan. That's where the 30% came out, sir. So it happened only in my actual engagement with the informants.
Now think about the wider implication. PDEA data says the agency conducted 619 high-impact operations in 2021. The PDEA also has an annual confidential fund used to reward anyone reporting on drugs in their communities. For 2023, the PDEA's intelligence fund was at 500 million pesos. Now, did Lazo ask the supposed tipster for the names of the rogue PDEA agents so they can be charged?
Your Honor, no. Unfortunately, hindi ko naisip yun because I was excited a bit for us to pag-usapan yung trabaho nga na ino-offer nila. Nagkaharap-harap nga sir kami. And so yun, kwento nga nila na yun daw ang kalakaran, to use their words, na pati rin daw sa kabila. So sinabi ko sa kanila, tinanong ko, what do you mean na pati sa kabila? They were referring to the Philippine National Police. So outright sir, sinabi ko sa kanila na no, I will not allow that, sabi ko. You will only be entitled to your the monetary reward which is corresponding to your accomplishment.
Hindi niya naisipang kunin yung pangalan kasi na-excite siya. Also, according to him, it wasn't just the PDEA. The Philippine National Police were in on it too. Let me now bring in Police Brigadier General Romeo Caramat. He's chief of the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group. He had the same alibi. It happened once, but they rejected the offer and pushed the informant to settle for cash instead.
I just would like to put straight on record na sir, na yung sinabi ni Sir Muro Lasso sir na sa kabila which he was referring to the PNP. Sir, actually sir, the PNP never tolerated that yung hindi na-allow yung 30%. May nag-offer sa akin sir na not directly to me but it was relayed by my men. But during the time of your Mr. General Gamboa, I told him my offer that for every kilo seized, every kilo na makuha namin, babayaran namin ng 50,000 pesos. So that's what we did.
We're pausing for a quick break now. When we return, an anonymous informant implicates officials of the police and PDEA.
Covered po kami ng isang executive session at maraming information na nakalap namin doon na sinare na lang natin sa PDEA at sa PNP nang sa ganun ay gumawa sila ng kanilang mga investigation.
That's Representative Ace Barbers again.
Hindi categorical yung kanyang sagot. No? At wala siyang specific names na nabanggit. Pero ang kanyang nabanggit ay klarong-klaro na meron talagang tiwali na membro ang PNP at ng PDEA na kung saan ginagamit sila para maging pera yung ebidensya.
He says it took a closed-door executive session with one of these very informants for the House panel to get to the bottom of things.
Well, sa kanya, apparently, matagal na siyang ginagamit bilang informant or asset ng PNP at ng PDEA. And in his time, sa kanyang experience, maraming beses na rin siyang ginamit para magbenta at mag-convert to cash ng kanilang mga ebidensya. No? Sinasabi nga nila na hanggang ngayon, meron silang iniimbestigahan at meron silang pina-follow up na mga leads doon sa mga tiwaling members ng kanilang organization na maaaring nagre-recycle nito. So sa kanila mismo, sila inaamin nila na meron.
Barbers pointed out the admission came from top officials of both the PNP and the PDEA, not just random operatives, and that it's been going on for 20 years. At the executive session, Barbers also found that in some cases, informants got as much as 70% of the seized drugs as reward. Other cops who take part in drug raids also declare just a third of the drug haul to recycle the rest. Barbers says the government is now trying to crack down, but it's not been easy.
Patuloy natin na pinapakiusapan yung mga whistleblowers na in the know, ika nga, o yung may kinalaman sa ganitong modus operandi ng mga tiwaling kawani ng PNP at ng PDEA na magbigay ng impormasyon. Ang kapalit ay protection mula sa national government. Nang sa ganun, makatulong dito sa ating gera kontra sa droga.
So in other words, the ninja cops from years back never really went away. They're still here, still finding ways to circumvent the system. What can be done? In another interview over the chiefs, Barber said he's pushing for special courts.
Doon din sa aming ipopropose na bill, na amendment dun sa 9165 or the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act, is talagang institutionalized na rin natin yung drug courts. Kailangan kasi there has to be a specific, focused prosecution dito sa class. Kasi kailangan mabilisan.
Yes.
Otherwise, ang nangyayari ito, there's a tendency na bumalik sa kalsada, may benta. In fact, there are cases also na dahil sa tagal, yung mga possible witnesses namamatay.
Yes.
We want a fast and swift prosecution dito sa mga drug offenders na to.
Senators also asked PDEA Director General Virgilio Lazo to go back to his informant to convince them to become a whistleblower under witness protection. But perhaps the bigger question is, how were these transactions able to slip past so many people in the first place? Because in every sting operation, there are multiple officials involved. Here's former PDEA Chief Wilkins Villanueva, who was PDEA Chief from 2020 until late last year.
Pagkakahuli pa lang, there should be an inventory of dangerous drugs under Section 21.
Okay.
So dapat naandun ang member ng Department of Justice,
Okay.
naandun ang elected public official, and then, diretso ngayon yan, sir, sa PDEA Laboratory.
para habang hinihintay,
Habang safekeeping, doon sir ilalagay.
habang hinihintay yung result kasi 24-hour period.
Yes sir, yes sir. Pag inano na yan sir, idiniretso sa laboratory sir, CCTV all over.
And that was today's episode of Teka Teka News. Again, I'm Franco Luna. This episode was edited by Pidoy Blanco. If you like this episode, share it with a friend or two. And of course, don't forget to follow Teka Teka News and Puma Podcast on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube. Thanks for listening.